I'm trying to figure out how the Montreal Canadiens beat the Oilers that badly. Like, I know Montreal's been good. It was like 5-2. And I know Montreal's been really good. I get it.
To the Leafs.
But, like, are you kidding me? Edmonton?
It's...
Like, do they want to make the playoffs, right?
Yeah, it's two teams having very different times. It's not even about the game to me. It's the Oilers are having a bad time. I think they had a very brief break from their bad time, right? Woodcroft came in. They started to do well. Everyone was super happy.
Mm-hmm.
And that shine has already faded. And they're not getting any goaltending. In Montreal, a team that truly deeply at their core identifies as the fuck you will do it anyway team.
Mm-hmm.
Like the win against all odds team,
mm-hmm.
went and got themselves a win against all odds coach and a win against all odds attitude. And they play like it. They play with a, you know, they used to play and everyone knew they were going to lose, including them.
Like they were defeated before the puck dropped.
Yeah.
Okay.
And now they play and everyone thinks they're going to lose except them. And that was that not them all playoff long?
Yeah. Yep. That was their playoff attitude. I'm looking at, I'm going to, like, let's take the advanced stats out of it. Let's just go box score on this.
Sure.
Mm-hmm. In every major category, shots on goal, hits, faceoffs, penalty minutes, power plays, giveaways, and takeaways, Edmonton or Montreal are almost even throughout this game.
Mm-hmm.
They came within one shot of each other. I think the biggest difference I can see is Montreal scored 2 on the power play and Edmonton didn't. So my question to you is, Edmonton was in a better position last year at this time, like in this time in the season, not in actual, on March the 7th.
That's hilarious. Sorry, Jesse, show me one of the goals.
Edmonton is in a better position going into the trade deadline last year than they were this year, and they didn't spend because you can't do it every trade deadline. This year, how you must solve this problem.
Mm-hmm. I think
you cannot. This team is spectacular. It needs a goalie.
It needs. I think, dude, they have Stuart Skinner and Mikko Koskinen, who look like they would be a fine tandem based on the numbers. Mike Smith has been terrible,
and they're starting him.
Stop it! Like, this is. You know, it's funny. You look at the Leafs and the Oilers, who seem to always get compared,
mm-hmm.
and both teams seem to be taking the same attitude about their starting goaltender. Don't worry, he'll figure it out.
Yep.
And
but with Oilers, it's like, don't worry, he's old.
Well, okay.
Like, and no offense to Mike Smith, who was a spectacular goaltender, part of the Olympic team, dragged the Arizona Coyotes to the conference final in like 2012 or 2013.
It was 10 years ago. It was 2012. Yeah.
10 years ago. 10 years ago. And look at, I just want to show you this, okay? Mm-hmm. So again, basic stat, not an advanced stat. Nashville is now 2 points ahead of Edmonton for the last wild card spot in the NHL for the Western Conference. They have a game in hand as well. They've played 55, Edmonton's played 56. You know what the big difference between Nashville and Edmonton is?
UC Soros.
The goals for 174 for Nashville, 184 for Edmonton. The goals against, 155 goals against for Nashville, 180 for Edmonton.
Ew.
They have a 4 differential, a +4. That's it. That's rough.
Yeah, that's
It's not good, man.
That's yuck.
It is. It's yuck.
This is too much effort for a bit. I was trying to look back at the 2012 playoffs and go through all the best goalies and be like, here, do you want them as well? You know, listen, they were really good in the 2012 playoffs. You got to go get them.
That's bad. That's really, really bad. Be Pecorine. Because they went to the second round, didn't they? That was the year where
2012 playoffs, man. I don't know.
I remember what that year because that Nashville signed the Russian brothers, and then they had to Kostitsins, and then had to suspend them in the playoffs or something.
Was that year?
I think it was that year.
That was Radulov and Andre and Sergei Kostitsin.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, man. I was wondering, was Craig Anderson great? Maybe some things haven't changed.
Is that, no, Hamburger?
2012 playoffs, top goalies,
Hamburger
Jonathan Quick, Henrik Lundqvist, Braden Holtby, Mike Smith, Pecorine.
So 3 of them are retired.
Those are your top goalies there.
One is Braden Holtby. Like, Braden Holtby's the best of the bunch on account of there's only 2 still playing, and he's the better one. I don't know. Dude, they have Stuart Skinner. They have Mikko Koskinen. I think they could be fine if they just committed to no longer committing to Mike Smith.
Yeah, I feel like
who they have signed next year.
They're at the point of the year where they're same with the Leafs, where they're trying stuff in their lineup and they're like, okay, we got to make sure the Mike Smith experiment doesn't work. We need to keep starting him. We got to make sure that doesn't.
They know,
but with
they know
Edmonton, they're not in a position where in the Leafs where they have a playoff spot locked in.
Yeah, the Leafs have that luxury.
Yeah. Edmonton,
Yep.
they're fighting for their playoff lives, and I don't think they expected the division to be this good, where they're competing with Nashville and Dallas and Vegas is in their division. Like it's really tough, and they might miss the playoffs, so they keep trying this. And Koskinen's been okay. Like, he hasn't been great, but he's been better than Mike Smith.
I think the Oilers can get by with okay.
Mm-hmm.
I know, but come on. My point is, if you have to get by with okay, with Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl in their absolute effing primes, do you guys think that's okay? Do you think that's acceptable? Go out and get somebody.
Well, like,
make it happen.
I'm thinking about this, like, step outside of the context.
Yeah, okay.
Is this a team worth buying on? You know what I mean? Is this a team worth spending futures?
Yeah.
I'm gonna change
Connor
the question.
McDavid.
I have an issue with that question.
Okay.
Are Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl worth buying on?
Well, that's the
question.
Thing. Yeah, okay. Are Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl worth buying on? Yes. Are the Edmonton Oilers worth buying on? No.
We
have a problem.
They are, though.
Well, because they have Leon
Yeah.
Draisaitl and
No,
Connor
how
McDavid.
are you taking them out of the team?
I'm taking them out of it because if you just look at the team, you would never buy on it.
Yeah.
No,
But because of the context of you have these stars and haven't done shit, you kind of have to.
Yeah, every year you have McDavid is a year you have to go for it. It's enough.
I agree. But they haven't. The team has not showed you. So
here's
it's worth spending.
So here's the meeting I'm looking forward to.
Okay.
Here's the meeting I'm really looking forward to. The meeting is the postseason get together, like not postseason, not playoff. I'm talking post the actual season.
Right. It's July.
Yeah, and you're having the player GM meeting, and you're Ken Holland, and Connor and Leon separately walk into your office, and then you have to explain to them why again you did nothing at the trade deadline. That's going to be, I would love for that to be recorded. Somebody get Amazon in on that one.
If at the Oilers' end of season press conference, Ken Holland brings up Detroit, I will ice myself. I will take a Smirnoff Ice, hand behind the head, and I will drink the whole thing.
You know what?
Right there on the show.
Can we got to find some way to donate money to charity too?
Sure. Does Smirnoff have a charity?
Well, maybe we can find a Ukrainian version of it. But maybe that's where we put the money towards.
Sure.
The point I'm trying to make here is that what you guys are saying is the Oilers are a bad cake. They're bad, but there's one piece that's super delicious, and that's Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl, right? I think you got to try to improve the cake.
That's what I was saying at all.
You got to try to make that cake better.
I don't
better
know.
icing. Let's
I can't
go.
bake, so I don't know.
Yeah, well, maybe you should bake more. By the way, if you want to look up something goofy, look up goals for and goals against in the NHL right now, just to give you some numbers, okay? The Oilers are at 184 and 180, right? Florida Panthers, 227 to 163. Toronto Maple Leafs, 202 to 163.
That's still pretty good.
Pretty damn good. The goofiest, to me, is the Colorado Avalanche, of course.
They're a problem.
222 to 159. That is an insane differential.
The Colorado Avalanche do not have a weakness, except for the Arizona Coyotes. For some reason, they cannot beat them.
Yeah.
I get that feel.
Yep.
The Leafs have an 0-1 record against them thus far.
Mm-hmm.
But, man, barring an injury, that team looks motivated on a whole new level. I don't think they'll be denied.